Okay, hey there, it's Wasted Potential 616 back again, with my second or third, whatever you want to call it, just talking about Avengers vs. X-Men. Okay, here we go. Okay, my expectations for the story. Now, okay, the premise we have been given so far is basically, the issue at hand here is Hope, the mutant messiah, who, is with Cyclops' group of X-Men at the moment. She will be the new host for the Phoenix Force, which is this destructive cosmic force which used to possess, or has possessed, Jean Grey. This destructive force that has destroyed billions. But one of the things that does make me think is it has been used as a force for good in the past, which would, in my mind, be very good reason for negotiation. Also because Phoenix 2, Rachel Summers, I'm not sure, I don't think she has a connection to the Phoenix Force anymore, but she once did and was able to use it without sort of going out of control. So there's that, which I feel slightly convoluted. I just feel that the conflict between the X-Men and the Avengers, it feels slightly forced. But if that gets us to a good place, then, you know, fair enough. But I just feel the initial premise is a little bit forced. You know, I mean, there is tension between the Avengers and the X-Men already, which has sort of been touched upon, but it just doesn't feel like a reason to fully go to war. That said, the way sort of Scott Summers has behaved as a character recently is kind of understandable, as he has become more single-minded and militaristic over the years, which I know a lot of people don't like, but I do like. You know, I feel like he, as a character, has evolved, and in reaction to the situations he's found himself in, which I'll go back to in a minute. Also, a negative I feel is that I feel it's too soon after the whole schism storyline. I feel that the two groups of X-Men, you know, you've got Wolverine's group and you've got Cyclops' group, and I feel that storyline and it needs to settle, and those teams need to sort of develop more before they're thrown into this big crossover and battle with the Avengers. It almost feels like a shame that there isn't a longer time between it, or that maybe this storyline actually took place before Schism, so we could have the full group of X-Men. Although that said, it is going to be interesting to see, you know, what side Wolverine's going to take. I think it's pretty clear he takes Captain America's side initially, and maybe changes his mind. But it's going to be interesting to see what side his team is going to take. Especially as it's got a Beast who's also got ties to the Avengers. He's a secret Avenger at the moment as well. Also, we've got Captain Britain, who, despite I mean, I'm British myself, you might have noticed, I'm not a huge fan of his character, although that's probably because I haven't really read the Alan Moore stuff. Anyway, but yeah, but okay. But on a positive note, going back to Cyclops' more militaristic and single-mindedness, this reminds me of which I felt a really good crossover between the Dark Avengers and the X-Men during the whole Dark Reign thing. While the build-up to it was a little bit muddled, I thought the final issue, which was like kind of almost like an annual issue, it was like a one-shot, it was called X-Men, Dark Avengers, Dark Reign, Exodus, where they first go to the they have their island nation. I thought it was really good. And I really do like the way Cyclops' character has developed. I really do feel that characters do change, and when they're thrust into these crazy situations, and especially in the role of leadership, Tsar, I can't remember, there's a quote from Tsar Nicholas. I was going to be really clever there, and I remember the last Tsar of Russia, he had this famous quote. It was a strong man. Oh, I can't even remember. It's like a strong man, a strong king doesn't need power, and a weak king is destroyed by it, or something like that. Wow, I just sound stupid now. Anyway, forget that. But yeah, we've also seen them fight off other invasions, like with the whole vampire storyline, which I thought was fun. It was nothing special, but it was fun. So when I see sort of promotional stuff where it says, where it has Captain America saying "storm the beaches," like I can, the Avengers invading Utopia. It seems pretty cool. But it is a shame that maybe we couldn't have had the initial group of X-Men fighting the Avengers, because the X-Men just seem too splintered at the moment. But then again, as I say, it's going to be interesting to see the various characters' reactions, and we know Wolverine's going to play a big part. Also, some of the Avengers as well. We know Miss Marvel has had a long history, or just soon to be Captain Marvel has a long history with X-Men, so it should be interesting to see what she does. Also, it's been indicated that there's a connection between Iron Fist and the Phoenix, so that should change things up in the new Avengers, which I don't currently read, and I feel like I've been missing out recently. But it did get rubbish, and I didn't want to buy rubbish comics, and then it got good. Why does that always happen? Anyway, another thing, it's a big Marvel crossover. Now, in the past, say with Civil War, I bought pretty much everything that had the Civil War banner on, and I got burned for it, basically. Oh, Marvel, I love you and I hate you. You have these big crossovers, I'll buy everything. And sometimes it's like reading the same story over again, or you have titles that have nothing to do with what's going on. So what am I going to do with Avengers vs X-Men? Well, pretty much just carry on with what I've got. I get Uncanny X-Men, Wolverine and the X-Men, the standard Avengers title. I might get New Avengers. It does look important to it. And I think that's all that I'm going to need. Also, the actual series itself. I mean, I'm hoping it's going to be a crossover where all you really do need to buy is the actual series. Then there's this other series which seems to be running parallel with it, which is like Versus, which is just the fights. So does that mean in the actual series there isn't going to be the fights, or it'll sort of have a little box saying buy this issue to see what happens? I just don't know. And as I keep praising, going on about Children's Crusade, even though I still haven't read the last issue, you can have these big epic stories just contained in a series rather than it sort of expanding out too much into other series, although having ramifications like Children's Crusade did. For instance, like an X Factor, which I also get, and I'm not sure that's going to play a role in this whole series. Anyway, I don't know. I think I've rambled on enough. I'm sure there's much better opinions out there. I haven't really prepared this video that much. I just wanted to get it out there, basically. But yeah, I'm really interested to know other people's thoughts on the whole crossover. So if you could let us know, that'd be really interesting. And fingers crossed it's going to be a good one, because sometimes these big crossovers we complain about, but they are good. Oh, anyway, I better go. Bye. It's me, girly. Say something so the audience knows I'm not making you up.
Something.
There you go. Okay. Alright. Bye.